Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you will know right now that prices are rising astronomically across the board for both single and sealed products. Now, I'm sure for whatever reason you're a fan of the hobby, whether you're a collector or an investor or whatever, we're all asking the same question: when will this stop? When will it come to an end? This astronomical rise across the board of all Pokemon TCG products. Now, whilst none of us can actually see the future, what we can do is make predictions. Now, I have a couple theories as to why I believe we're actually in this for quite a long time. I do think there's a couple things that are about to come up in the Pokemon TCG world that means the rises could continue, and I don't think we'll see declines or drops for quite a long time. Now, the first one of those things being the fact that we're about to arrive to the 30th anniversary of the Pokemon TCG. Yes, 2026, the next year, will be the 30th anniversary that the TCG has existed, as it did come out in 1996, first releasing in Japan. So I'm sure a lot of you are probably asking the question right now, what exactly are the implications of it being the 30th anniversary in the TCG? Well, if you are new, as a lot of you probably are, as there are a lot of new people joining the TCG lately, in 2021 when we had the 25th anniversary, the Pokemon Company liked to make a bit of a deal about it. They weren't just like, oh, congratulations, 25 years, there we go, cool. No, they bought out pretty much a whole collection of products and cards based around the fact it's the 25th anniversary. So, as we can see here, I do have a page of everything we know about celebrations. This goes back to 2021 when they celebrated their 25-year anniversary. So, as you can see, there are a lot of cards bought out. Some of them are kind of odes to the past. There's some brilliant cards from the past that they bought back with special 25 anniversary stamps on them. As you see, every card does have in the right hand side a stamp which has the numbers 2 and 5 on the cheeks of the Pikachu to celebrate the 25th anniversary. So, as you can see here, there's lots of different cards, mainly being quite desirable Pokemon with a lot of legendaries, for example, Ho-Oh, Reshiram, Kyogre, Palkia, etc. And you also have Pikachu, of course, and as we go down, you'll see more and more Pokemon that are very loved and wanted. Professor Oak, of course, making an appearance there, Mew there. Yeah, look, you've got the Venusaur and Charizard and Blastoise from base set. Shiny Magikarp, a very, very, very loved and sought after card from back in the day. Rocket Zapdos, of course, as well, from Gym Challenge. Dark Gyarados there from the Team Rocket set. The list goes on and on and on. Now, we've had a little look at some of the cards that the Celebration products contains, but then you might be thinking, but we're in a period of time where it's so hard to get your hands on products. Therefore, this sounds great, but we're not going to be able to obtain the products to open packs. Well, the good thing about this product, especially the Celebrations ETB, which I have up here on TCG Player, was heavily printed and was easily found when this came out back in 2021. And I expect them to do the same thing with the 30th anniversary, when I expect them to bring out more products, probably another ETB, collection boxes, so on and so on. And I expect them to heavily print it. So as you can see here, it is also a good investment for people that like to invest in these products. It will take its time to rise as there are a lot of them printed. As you can see, this has more than doubled in value since its release, obviously coming out around $50 US, sort of around 45, 50 English pounds, or around 100 Australian dollars. So as you can see now, sitting around 115 US dollars. So quite an expensive and desirable ETB with a lot of beautiful cards inside, as we've just seen there. The list goes on as well, right? As you can see, there's some newer cards as well. If you look at this Pikachu VMAX, and that brings me on to my second point. I do expect them to include more new cards. For example, I wouldn't be surprised if they even include the Moonbryon from Evolving Skies with a 30th anniversary stamp. If you guys perhaps, it's way out of your price range, you can't justify paying such a high price for that Moonbryon, but you really want it, this could be your perfect opportunity to get your hands on the card. It's more than likely that they do include great cards between 2021 and 2026, of course, that were released after this come out in 2021, and include them in the 30th anniversary products and slap 30th anniversary stamps on the cards. So as I said, guys, there's going to be a lot of products that come out with it. As you can see here with the celebrations in 2021 for the 25th anniversary, there were a lot of your typical, right, ETB, but a lot of your celebration boxes. And then you go on, you got mini tins, ETB, you've got other types of tins there. You've got a lot of different products that come out and a lot of different opportunities for you to not only get products to celebrate the 30th anniversary, but also to open packs and potentially get your hands on another version of very desirable cards. Just very quickly guys, I do want to say a huge thank you to all of you that continue to show support on my videos and on this channel. We have now surpassed 300 subscribers, which even when I say it there sounds absurd, but of course I'm extremely grateful to be able to say that to you guys. So once again, thank you for the support, and as always, if you are new and you do enjoy the Pokemon TCG related content, please don't hesitate to click that subscribe button. So now we've had a look at the first reason as to why I think there could still be quite a lot of hype going into 2026 and throughout that year in the 30th anniversary celebration that I'm almost certain the Pokemon Company will do. Let's now have a look at the second reason. And that second reason being the fact we could and most likely will be seeing the release of the 10th generation. Now I have open in front of me Bulbapedia, which has a list of all Pokemon TCG expansions as well as their date that they released. So as we can see here, X and Y base set, the first main series expansion of X and Y, set number 1 there, came out here, February 2014. As we move down, we have a look at Sun and Moon base, which come out in February 2017. Note the 3-year difference. As we move down again, we move on to Sword and Shield base, which came out in February 2020. Again, a 3-year jump. And finally, the set we're currently in right now, being Scarlet and Violet, or the series, should I say, came out in March 2023. So, okay, a month later, but more or less a 3-year jump. Now here I have open in front of me one of many articles that you can find on the internet that basically provide us with information regarding the release of the new Pokemon Generation 10 game. Now, as we go down, as you can see, it references the codename Super Gaia here. It also references Legends Z to A, which we've heard about. But of course, you're probably asking, but this is a TCG video, this is a TCG channel. What relevance does the Pokemon game have to the TCG? So what relevance does this have? Well, we are expecting to see the release of Legends Z and A more or less around the release of Switch 2 and quite soon after the release, hopefully, of the 10th generation. Perhaps we're probably going to have to wait until the very early part of 2026 to see the release of the 10th generation. But what that means for the TCG and the correlation it has is that pretty much every time we have the release of a new generation of Pokemon game, 2 or 3 months later, we see the release of the very first set from that new era in the TCG. So with all this being said, we could and perhaps should expect to see the release of the very first set of the new era for the TCG released in the very latter part of 2025, if not the beginning of 2026, which would align perfectly with what we've just gone through before. Every 3 years, we see another release of the new TCG set, right? So going back to X and Y, then Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, and Scarlet and Violet. A release of the brand new set in the early part of 2026 would align perfectly with how they've done things in the past. So let's summarize everything we've gone through, right? We're talking about the 30th anniversary, okay? This is bigger than 25, in my opinion, not just numerically, but also as a celebration factor. 30 is big, right? This is really big for the Pokemon Company. Also, the 10th generation. This isn't just any kind of regular 6th generation or 8th generation. We're talking they've arrived to double digits, a big round number, the 10th generation, with them most likely being released in the same year, the 30th anniversary, alongside the 10th generation of Pokemon. I think we're in for a massive, massive year in 2026. Of course, I can only make predictions. I can't see into the future. I do not have a crystal ball. But with the way the market's going, and we're only a matter of months away from 2026, yes, okay, 11 months to be precise, but it's not a great deal of time for things to kind of slow down. It only seems like it's going one way right now. And as the hype builds up, as we move towards a new generation, we've got a lot of strong sets coming out over these months with Journey Together, the Glory Team Rocket, Black and White, etc, etc. It seems the TCG is only going from strength to strength and shows no signs of slowing down. Therefore, I do believe with these strong sets coming out, hype continues to build, the market continues to move, and then we move into that new year in 2026 where we have the 10th generation and the 30th anniversary. I really do think we could see the strongest times the TCG has ever seen. Anyway, guys, that concludes my thoughts on what I predict will happen in 2025 and 2026 with the Pokemon TCG. But I'm interested in what you guys think, so let me know in the comments below where you see the TCG going, where you see the market going, and what you think we will see when it comes to the 30th anniversary as well as the 10th generation. But anyway, that concludes things for today, guys. So as always, if you have enjoyed the video, please don't hesitate to smash that like button, as I really do greatly appreciate your support. Also, as per usual, if you are new here and you're not yet subscribed, you can click that subscribe button right there. Guys, if you are enjoying my 10 under series and you haven't caught up yet, there's a couple of those videos right there for you to watch. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I've been Pokechala. I'll catch you in the next one.